How you doing, folks? This is Sean Peters again, joining you on a Tuesday. If you remember, I am filling in for my main man, Trevor. Trevor wanted me to make sure that I were to say that I'm filling in for him, but I'm not as good looking, and so just letting you know, I'm not as good looking as Trevor. So now, anyway, hey, we are part two of our little week devotion on James, and I have the dubious task of covering chapter 3, verses 1 through 12, which it all deals with the tongue, our mouths, and we know that our mouths can get us in trouble. It is a hard thing to control, isn't it? And so today we're going to be reading from James chapter 3, verses 3 to 5a, the first part of verse 5. It says, "When we put bits into the mouths of horses to make them obey us, we can turn the whole animal. Or take ships as an example. Although they are so large and are driven by strong winds, they are steered by a very small rudder wherever the pilot wants to go. Likewise, the tongue is a small part of the body, but it makes great boasts." Small but powerful. And this is what James is alluding to, talking about the bits of that you put into a horse's mouth. If you are a horse rider, you know anything about horses. The bits are tiny. They are thicker than like a pencil, but they are not as long as a pencil, and so they are small. But then a horse is a massive animal, isn't it? And it's those little bits of metal that steer the horse, that control the horse, called a bit. Then it talks about a rudder. You know, I know all about this because I love to take vacations, don't you? I love to be able to get away and enjoy God's world and His nature that He has created. Plus, it gives me some time to relax and hopefully hang out with my wife and family. One of the things that we like to do is we like to go on cruises. Not that I've been on a million, but I've been on 5. And this last ship that I was on was by Royal Caribbean, and at the time, it was the world's largest ship. It held 6,500 passengers and 3,500 crew. So you're talking about a small city of about 10,000 people. Would you believe, on a ship that huge, I think it had 14 decks, the rudder of that ship that steers it is tiny. It is amazing. And this is exactly what James is talking about. That tongue in your mouth is huge, when it comes to the body and what it can do. Although in size, it's tiny. It's just like that bit, just like that rudder. The tongue may seem insignificant, but it has the power to direct lives. Literally direct lives. Our words often determine our direction, and this is a responsibility that we have, especially as Christ followers. Is that same tongue that not only can steer the direction of our life, your words can steer the direction of others' lives. If you're a parent, you are well aware of that. The things that your parents can say to you can shape your future. And so as parents, we know that our tongues, our mouth, has the power to shape our kids' future. And so we have to really think about that. And again, we need to take that to the Lord, because no man or woman can tame the tongue. We're going to get into that just a little bit later. But, it's funny with an engine. What makes an engine go? Well, it's just a little spark from a little bigger spark plug, but even in comparison, even the spark plug is small. But it's that little spark plug that ignites an entire engine. And our speech ignites the direction in life a lot of times. So we need to really be cautious with our mouths. Let me give you a couple things to think about. I'm going to give you one question, then I'm going to give you one thing to pray about. Okay? The question is this: who or what is steering your words? Is it your emotions, or is it the Holy Spirit? I wish I could sit in front of you in this video and tell you that I've got this one mastered. I don't. One thing I've learned is that as I get emotional at times in my life, that's when I need to close my mouth. Because if I open it, usually it's not going to be good, right? And so for those of you that struggle with emotions, which at times we all do, but some are more emotional than others, those are the times that we really need to pay attention to what we're saying and just be quiet. It is better to say nothing at all than to say something that is harmful or hurtful. Um, let me give you something to pray about. This week, would you pray, God, would you take control of my rudder, my tongue, that small instrument in my body that controls something way bigger? And it's not just our body that it controls. It can also control our influence that we have, the influence that we have with the others in our lives, but also the influence that we have for building God's kingdom. It's important. So remember that. So would you be praying this week that God would help you in that? I'll see you tomorrow as we get into chapter 3 a little bit more. God bless.